Hello everybody, how are you tonight? Thank you, Peter from the Sayville Public Library. Been working with you a long time, almost 9 years. And Marianne and the teens, thank you. We did a big class on Saturday, this past Saturday. So if you want, go to the Sayville Public Library's Facebook page and check out the 3 different dishes that I did there, okay? It's about an hour and 40 something minutes long and that, so if you want to learn to make 3 different dishes, please go there. My name is Chef Rob. My son Chris is here, and he will let me know if you have any questions, any comments, anything you got, okay?
Peter said hi, Rob.
Hello, Peter. Always a pleasure. Long time, huh? Boy, long time I haven't seen you, and then long time working together. Thank you for always having me. Everybody, I am making a sausage and vegetable stew tonight. Perfect for this weather we're coming into, right? I think we got away with tomorrow's snowstorm, and then I think next Monday, Tuesday, we're going to get something, right? It's okay. Pretty easy winter for that, right? Okay, let me start getting some cooking going. Just going to add in just a little bit of olive oil to this, about 3 tablespoons, 2-3 tablespoons. Just coat the bottom of this. Okay, and I'm just gonna dice up 1 red onion. Okay, small to medium size. If you like large is fine. If you like a lot of onion in there. Okay, so I don't get a lot of onion on my hands. Use the gloves. Get rid of them. No onion. Right. So again, if anybody wants to check out a really big class that we did, and we're going to be doing those monthly, these food festival events. The next one at the Sayville Public Library will be February 20th, and we are going to do a Parmesan quesadilla. We are also going to do, it has tomato, basil, mozzarella. Then we're going to do panko crusted chicken Milanese. And then we are also doing the ultimate chocolate chip oatmeal cookie. Okay, so come watch that one, please. So I'm just going to dice up a little onion. I can feel the oil right from here is starting to get a little warm. So I'm just going to chop this up really good. Now for the sausage in this, I'm using kielbasa, but any type of sausage that you use, okay? If you're using anything with a lot of fat in there, maybe take out a little of that grease ahead of time, all right? Gonna be using some carrots, some parsnips in this, so really good. Gonna take a few cloves of fresh garlic, okay? 3-4 cloves of garlic. This one's a little small, so I'm gonna bring another one in here. Just take the side of your knife, just give it a good smash down just like that. Just kind of breaks open that garlic flavor.
Peter just posted the recipe for tonight's demonstration.
Thank you so much. Thanks, Peter. So everybody, the recipes are right on the Facebook now. Feel free to get them, and please make this, okay? It's really good. If you're not a sausage fan and you want to make this vegetarian, just extra carrots, extra parsnips, celery, potatoes, okay? You can make this vegetarian as well, okay? So I'm going to leave this garlic right on the side here. Just want to feel that. Just needs 1 second more. So I got some nice big beautiful carrots here. These are like chef carrots which are huge. Okay, I usually get them at Restaurant Depot, pretty big supply store. So I'm just going to peel these up. Can you leave the peels on here? Absolutely, you can. Just scrub them really good to make sure you get any dirt or anything like that off, okay? Grew up always peeling them, so I have just continued that way. As far as the carrots, 2, 3, up to 4 carrots is probably good. This is one of those things, a stew, you put in anything and as much as you want or as little as you want, okay? You like a little bit of pepper, fresh bell pepper, that would be fine in here as well. Okay, the carrots give it a nice sweetness. Just going to add this onion in here. We're just going to cook that just until it gets soft. And I'm also going to add in my garlic as well. So if anybody was just watching me about an hour ago, I was at the Pound Ridge Public Library, and you asked to see the chocolate banana snickerdoodle bread that I was making, and this is the one that I made in class today. So that is exactly what it looks like. Okay, and if you want that recipe, just email the Pound Ridge Public Library.
And they have it posted on their on their Facebook already. The recipe.
Pound Ridge?
Yes.
Okay, thank you, Chris. Okay, so everybody just kind of stir this around just a little bit. Let this just cook for a few minutes. While we're going with this, I'm just going to start cutting up the parsnips. Parsnips are just like a carrot, okay? Has the same type of sweetness to it. Also has a little bitterness to it as well. People ask, are they like a potato? They do have a starchiness, so yes.
Susan said, looks yummy.
Thank you so much. Thank you. So just peel the parsnips just like this. And you can cut these into pretty large chunks. So this way, a stew, pretty hearty. You want to have those nice chunks of the parsnip in there. Okay. The one thing that I always say is, you know, with the virtual, I just want to lower this a second. We are able to do some dishes we could never do in the library, you know, just like, just where you have enough to serve everybody. And to make something like this and have it hold up for 30, 40 people in the library, it can be a little tough. So I try to bring these things that we can't do in the library now to you. Yes, Chris?
Donna said, I may have missed it, but is there a reason why you're using the red onion instead of yellow or sweet onions?
I've tried a few different onions in this recipe here, and I like the strength of the red onion in here, the little bit of sweetness that it kind of gives to it. Has a little sweeter taste than the stronger yellow onion. The parsnip, the carrots have a little sweetness too. So that's the only reason. If you wanted to use a yellow onion, Vidalia onion, it would all be fine. So I'm just going to cut them like that, get those ends right off, and get this carrot, cut these ends off here.
Emily just joined. She said, sorry, she had trouble.
Hi, Emily. Absolutely.
And Donna said thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. Okay, let this just cook just a second more. And then we can also add a pinch of kosher salt to this. And what that'll do is just kind of make the vegetables sweat a little and just kind of make them cook down a little quicker. We're going to be adding about a tablespoon of paprika to this, okay? This is just your regular paprika, you know, not the smoked, the fancy paprika. So we're going to be adding about 1 tablespoon of this. And then what I want to do is just kind of let this cook. Lower the heat just a little bit. And I want to get a really deep red coloring on here. And it will really intensify the flavor. Okay. And then we're going to add in a little bit of flour. Flour is what's going to thicken this. Okay. And then we have to cut those vegetables and kind of get them so they get nice and tender. So they're going to take a little while, okay, to cook. Okay. Again, if anybody has any questions, any comments, feel free. I'm going to give you my list of all the different classes I'm doing the rest of the week. If you want to go to my Facebook page, Simply Creative Chef Rob, please feel free. We actually, when we did that big event the other day, because I'm doing a lot of different states now, over in Connecticut, ABC actually put it up on their news, you know, that we're doing this big event there. So that was pretty neat. So it's on my Facebook page, the ABC article. Okay. So everybody, look at that nice deep red coloring. Okay. So at this time, I'm going to add about 3 tablespoons of flour. And now I'm going to bring the onions over to it, start mixing it around really well. Okay. And what I'm actually kind of doing is kind of toasting up the flour, the onions, and getting a nice flavor to it.
Strong smell.
Very strong, right? How you doing there with your nose, all right? Is it going up your nose?
A little bit, yeah.
I know yesterday we used some Cajun seasoning. I got it. I usually never get it. But if you can see how thick this is, that is exactly how you want it to look, okay? I'm going to add in about 4 cups of water now. Okay, I'm going to let that. I'm going to bring this to a boil. I'm going to start adding in my vegetables. I'm going to add in my kielbasa. So I'm just going to start cutting this.
Susan said, thanks, Chris, for being our smell-o-vision.
Smell-o-vision, yes. Hey, someday with technology, they're going to let me feed you right through the camera. They will. So I'm just cutting up these carrots right here. Now, if you feel that it needs a little bit more flavor, something like this stew, you can add a little bit of beef stock, vegetable stock, or chicken broth, okay? Anything like that would be fine, okay? So if you, instead of using 4 cups of water, you can use 4 cups of broth. And just to give you a little example, okay, if you take just a dot of this is chicken base, okay, a little chicken bouillon, has a lot of salt in it, so you don't need much, but if you just put a dot in there, just like that, it throws off so much flavor. It's not on the recipe, but I'm just giving you different ideas of what you could do, okay.
Donna said, that must be an awesome knife to cut through those thick carrots so easily.
Yeah, and a little practice too. Practice never hurt either. Okay,
And,
so I'm just going to cut the parsnips up.
Al said, hi, Rob.
Who said that?
Al.
Hello, Al. How are you? Thank you for watching. And if they get a little big at the end, you can almost kind of like half moon the parsnips. Okay, these are a little smaller, so you kind of want them to be uniform. And we're going to put these in here, and we're going to let them cook down. We're going to let them get nice and tender. Okay. Everybody, tomorrow night at the Plain Edge Public Library at 6:30 on Zoom, I'm doing Cajun tacos and holy guacamole. Okay, so if you want to see that, go to that library.
He said, Rob, it looks good. I missed the starting.
Okay, all right, and then I have all the paprika in here. I have some onions, some garlic in here, and then I have parsnips, and I have some carrots in here. Just gonna peel up some red potatoes. Okay, wash these really good. So if I wanted to leave them on for color, I can. Sometimes you make them a little fancy looking, and you can leave partially the white and partially the red on there, and that way it does give it some nice coloring. Colors in foods really, really important. Okay, I'm going to do the same with the rest of these. So I would say up 4 to 6 good sized potatoes. These are on the smaller side, so I'm going to do the 6, and then I'm going to add the kielbasa. The kielbasa will add a lot of flavor. And then everybody, on Friday night at 7 o'clock at Sachem Library, I will be doing a winter pot roast and baby potatoes. So if you want to see that, I can just tell that's going to be good. I'm going to show you a way that you could thicken that up if you like that kind of where it coats the spoon type of look, almost like a cream soup. We can do that. So yes, I have been going to the Sayville Library. It was my second library I ever did. Hampton Bays was first, and then I think it was Bayport Blue Point after you. I think actually, if I remember this right, Peter, I did the class for you. You called over to Wendy over at Bayport Blue Point, and you gave her the go-ahead, said, okay, you can hire the guy. He did all right, right? Do I remember that right?
Tom X, is this stew considered a spicy stew?
Not really. Oh, if you added a little bit of the Cajun seasoning, but the paprika is really not going to give it that, okay? So really not spicy at all. But can you spice it up? Absolutely. If you want to spice it up, you put a few of these guys in there, okay? You get a little kick out of that. So I'm just going to put in the kielbasa now. Okay. 6, 10 ounces in that area there, that would be fine. You want to cut this into a nice sized chunk so it stays nice and hearty.
He said, I think so, Rob.
Okay. Well, thank you for that. So, right now, this is 9 years later. I actually do about 90 libraries on Long Island. And out of state, it's about 135 different libraries now out of state. So, really crazy. But it's been really making the best of these times. We had so many different states on this past Saturday. Arkansas, we had Nebraska on there, we had Alaska, we had Connecticut. So it was a fun event.
Tamara said, hi, Chef Rob.
Tamara, are you from Tennessee? Tell me if you are.
And Gail asked, are you using the mild or hot paprika?
I'm using a very mild paprika, but you can change that around at any, whatever way you want to do it, okay? So look at this, okay? So much coloring, so much flavor in here, okay? I do want to add a little pinch of salt in here, a little bit of kosher salt in here.
She said, yes, Tennessee.
How are you, Tamara? I hope you're well. Now, Tamara has always gone to Sayville Public Library, Connecticut, and now she moved to Tennessee. Probably, I'm guessing, 5 years ago. I want to say, and I know she's contacted me. She's looked for recipes, and what a great family in person. Thank you for watching. Okay, so everybody, I'm going to let this get nice and tender. I'm just going to kind of cover this up with just a little bit of foil, okay? Normally, I would use a nice, thick, high pot for this and put a real cover on it, but I'm not doing that, so this way the angle of the camera can see everything really. Otherwise, he would have to be like this into the pot, okay?
She said, I'm good. Me and the boys miss you. Yes, 5 years ago, LOL.
Oh, I got it right. I can't believe I did that. Okay. Wow. Stay well. Everybody, when this is finished, to give it a nice creaminess, I like to add a little bit of sour cream to it. So I'm just going to take a little bit of sour cream, about 3/4 of a cup. Okay. And then I'm going to take about a 1/4 cup of chopped fresh parsley. Use the Italian parsley. And we're just going to mix this in with the sour cream. And then when this is ready to be served, we just dollop this right on top. And we could just season this with just a little bit of salt and pepper. So the vegetables, to let this you bring it to a boil, and then you let it simmer for about 20 minutes. I'm going to let this boil pretty high, pretty quickly, so that way you can see me kind of finish this, all right?
Gail said, I just signed up for the Chicken Milanese at the Lucy Robbins Library in Newington, Connecticut, and your St. Patty's Day feast at the Hubbard Memorial Library in Massachusetts.
Gail, you're unbelievable. Thank you so much. Thank you. Everybody, so take the parsley and the sour cream, a little bit kosher salt, a little bit of fresh ground black pepper, and then you are just going to kind of mix this around just like this, and this will get served right on top of the stew to give it a nice creamy texture, okay? I really suggest when you do make this, serve it with a nice crusty bread, okay? I actually have a YouTube video out there. It's a rustic Parmesan rosemary bread, okay? So please look for that one. While this is cooking, I'm going to show you a nice vegetable that you could serve on the side of this, or you can do it at a different time, okay? So everybody, as I'm talking about this, I'm about to reach for my tomatoes and reach for the broccoli. And what does Chris do? My guy that does the camera, he takes the tomatoes and he goes like this, like so I can't reach it. I could walk around. So everybody, I got these beautiful colored tomatoes, okay, and beautiful broccoli. Nice for this time of the year. So everybody, this goes all in one bowl. It's really important when you're doing this to cook this at a 450 degree temperature and then cook it for about 18 minutes. So it's a pretty high heat, but it roasts the vegetables really, really good. Okay?
You gotta tell them what I did that one time with the green tomatoes.
I was having a bowl of grapes, right? Is that what it was?
Yep.
I was having a bowl of green grapes. And what does Chris do? He sneaks a few of these green tomatoes in there. Well, I said, wow, that was a bad grape, but a great tomato. So that was good. Okay. So everybody, just take this broccoli, just like this. If you want to write this down, because it's a very quick, very easy recipe, but really, really good. I think this may be my favorite vegetable that I have ever made.
And that's my least favorite.
Broccoli?
Yeah.
Broccoli's good for you.
You'll never find me eating one, though.
Someday you will. I said that when I was young. Hey, you're not young, though, anymore. You're 19. He's 19, everybody. He's a substitute kindergarten teacher. And he's does all of my filming, everything like that, every single day. And then goes to college to be a kindergarten teacher as well. So, does really good. Everybody, I'm going to go right back to this stew. You can see this really cooking. These vegetables are getting really nice and tender.
I'll pay you later for saying that.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
I bribe him to say those things.
So I don't have to pay him. That's unbelievable. So everybody, I'm going to take these beautiful colored tomatoes. Make sure you wash them really, really good. Okay. I have just a little bit of shallot. Okay, so I'm just going to put just a little shallot in here and just chop it really small. Okay, just like that. Okay, a little bit of fresh garlic, just like we did before. Just kind of smash it on its side, like that. And now just chop that up really, really good. Gonna add this all in this mixture right here. Okay. Gonna simmer this just a little bit, starting to get away, but this way those vegetables will get nice and tender. And we're gonna be serving it in a nice bowl, like for soup or stew, just like this. Again, you could put crusty bread on the side and put that dollop of sour cream right on top. I also have to add in here about a tablespoon of the cider vinegar. Okay, the cider vinegar actually gives it a nice, offsets the flavor nicely. About 1 tablespoon's worth. Get that vinegar smell throughout the house, huh?
Wonderful.
Okay, going back to this here. Now, if you like a little bit of heat, okay, just take a pinch of the red pepper flakes. That's why I had them on the side there when you were talking about the heat. Just put a few pinches right in here. And then just drizzle some extra virgin olive oil on here. Okay, about 4 tablespoons. Okay, this will typically do about three to 4 servings. Okay. And you could just keep doubling this, you know, depending on the size crowd you have. Everybody, a little kosher salt on this. Okay, give it a nice sprinkling just like that. And then some fresh ground black pepper. Just gonna take my glove and move this around really good. Okay, give this a good toss.
Aunt Prudy just got on here, she said.
How are you, Aunt Prudy? How are you? Okay, look at this. Does it look beautiful? Put that right on here. Okay. So just like that. Now that has a lot of coloring. Now what you do is you take this, you put this in a 450 degree oven, and it will take about 18 minutes. They will come out so crisp, the tomatoes will burst. It is really, really good. Just be careful, don't burn your mouth on it. Now when it is done, what you want to do is take some Parmesan Reggiano cheese, put it right on top, okay? I always do this when it's done, okay? But this time, because when it comes out roasted and you just grate this right on it, it just kind of melts right into the broccoli and the tomatoes, okay? But if you you want to put it on right now just like this, it works just as well, okay?
Aunt Prudy said, fine, thanks.
Great. And you put close to about a third cup of the Parmesan cheese. Whenever you can, try to buy the nice big block of this and grate it yourself, okay? But the real key to this is that 450 degree oven. So I really do suggest you take a little spray and put it on the aluminum foil here, okay? And have aluminum foil there, or do it even in one of those disposable pans, because what's going to happen at 450 degrees, you're going to get some burn marks on it. But if you got this, you don't lose anything. You have no cleanup at all. Okay. Let me just go back, check on this here. Oh, that's looking good. Okay. So I'm going to let, while this is still cooking, and just a couple more minutes on that, I'm going to let everybody know of the other classes we have coming up. On Friday night at Sachem at 7 o'clock, I will be doing a winter pot roast with baby potatoes. And then Saturday night at 6 o'clock at the North Shore Public Library, we are going to do a beef stew with some baby potatoes, and then also a rotisserie chicken noodle casserole. Okay, so something different there. Yes, Chris?
Gail asked, instead of aluminum foil, can you use a silicone pan?
A silicone pan. Oh, for
or like the mat.
The parchment. I would go with the aluminum foil, because something like, if you get anything on it, the garlic, the onion kind of goes on that silpat. It'll come off, but why clean anything if you don't have to?
Pat asked, if you had it in a big pot, would you let it simmer?
If I had this in a big pot, would
Yes.
I let it simmer? Yeah, you know, I would typically let this all simmer, okay? But I just want to cook it along so you can see exactly how I serve this, okay?
Emily said, good night, Chef Rob and Chris. Looks yummy.
Good night, Emily. I hope you make this. I know you will. So you can see, it's a little thin, but it's starting to coat the spoon. And that's because you have the flour in there to start coating it, okay?
And Steven said, you can use the dull side of the aluminum foil and it will not stick.
That's right. Yep. And then, yep. That is fine like that. Again, this is the vegetables right here. Okay. So, I guess the last time we did a class, Peter, you'll know better than me. I want to say it was November. So I want to tell everybody what we've been doing since November. Okay. Chris and I, we film YouTube videos. We do a couple a week because we got to stay way ahead, and we never knew like when. All right, this may shut down and we go back into the library, but we don't see that for quite some time. I'm thinking at least the fall. So we are in the process of filming summer YouTube videos right now. Recently, we did a few actually on New Year's Eve just because we had them as our appetizers. And we did a New England style and California style lobster roll, okay? So that was really good. It was a nice New Year's Eve, right, Chris?
Yes.
Lobster. We don't have that a lot, do we? And we're working on a red, white, and blueberry shortcake cake. Okay, it's a lot to say. So it's a strawberry shortcake, but it's in a cake form. It's not these strawberry shortcakes. All right, does that make sense?
Strawberry tall cake.
Tall cake, good, good. So I'm just letting this reduce down and letting this to get a little thickness to it. Okay, if you want to make this a little thicker, just take about, I am just going to get a little water, Chris. You entertain everybody.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so if you want to get a nice coating of this stew, just take about 2 tablespoons of the flour and about 2 tablespoons of water. This, not in the recipe, this is only if you want to do this. And then just put a pinch of salt, because that will take the lumpiness out of the gravy. This is if you want to thicken soups, sauces, anything like that. You could do it with cornstarch as well. So you can kind of see, it's almost like a little paste, but there's no lumps in there, okay? And there's got to be no lumps in here. You have to do this only when it's boiling, okay? Otherwise, you can put as much of this in, and it will still be kind of runny, okay? Yes, Chris?
Gail said, I hope you continue to do some virtual programs even when the libraries reopen for in-house programs. For those of us who no longer like to drive at night in the winter, these are great.
I do plan on doing virtual for a long, long time. I do plan on coming back to the libraries. I also think that we're going to do some, when we're in the libraries, we're going to have them video us and then show to the folks at home, plus me also being in the library too. And then there's going to be times where I'm doing this, I'm going to do those food festivals, just like that. So I think we'll have a nice balance when everything is back. Gail, when is everything getting back? Nobody's given me the message. Can you tell me?
And Josephine X, can you list ingredients in the veggies?
In the veggies, sure. You have some shallots in here, some garlic, some broccoli, just cut it into the little florets, colored tomatoes, and then just grate some fresh Parmesan Reggiano cheese after it has been roasted for about 18-20 minutes at the most. Okay, 450 oven. Little kosher salt, little black pepper, little drizzle of extra virgin olive oil. This is so good. I think the next class we have for Sayville, besides our big food festival, is chicken fajitas with lime on a sheet pan. So it's all big one dish on a sheet pan, and I'll be making some things that would go along with it as well. Okay, I just want to check these out, see how the vegetables are tender. If they're tender, it's done. Oh, that potato's beautiful. Couldn't get a hold of that carrot. There we go. Parsnip. That is good. So what we're going to do now is, this would be perfect to serve just as it is. I prefer a little bit of a more body to it. So I'm just going to slowly drizzle this in. And then you will see it take on a little bit of a thickness, almost like a glaze.
Josephine X, she said thanks. Just oil, salt, and pepper on the veggies, right?
That's it, yes. Oh, a few red pepper flakes if you like a little kick to it, okay? This is it. This is the way it should come out.
ProFriend X, can you tell us what we need for Friday?
What do you need for Friday?
I guess Friday's class?
Yeah, I don't believe you're making with it, because Friday is the winter pot roast. Okay, so I think you're just watching, but it would be at the Sachem Public Library's, I guess, Facebook page, the recipe, or just contact them, okay? If you want to make it along with me, they got the recipe for you. Okay.
Gail said, haven't heard a thing from libraries, but on the news today they were saying they don't expect full immunization until probably sometime in the fall.
Okay. Yeah. So we are definitely staying virtual at least through the summer. Peter would know the best. Peter knows everything. Okay. So what I'm going to do is take this out of this pan right here and show you the heart. Look at the sauce, like has a nice thickness to it now. Like that. Get that sausage in there. If you want to change this around and do it with chicken, absolutely, chicken would be perfect. And now here's where doing a little bit of that creaminess. This is where you take the parsley and the sour cream mixture and just put like a dollop right on top. And then you have whoever you're serving it to, they just kind of mix it around in there, and you serve that with a crusty bread.
Peter said, I wish I knew the answer to that one.
I know. And if you were at a restaurant, by putting a little parsley on this white plate, that adds $10 to the dish. It's unbelievable how a little parsley like that adds to the dish. Okay? Color for everything is really, really good. Really important. See how that is? And then here is our, that we made earlier again, our chocolate banana snickerdoodle bread. Okay, that was earlier today. So anybody have any questions, comments for me, please let me know. Would love to chat with you as long as you want. As long as Chris wants to hold the phone, I'm good talking. I think it's easier to talk than it is to hold the camera for that long. The other day when we did the food festival, Christopher had to hold the, see, I call him Chris, I call him Christopher, and he had to hold the camera for about an hour and 40 something minutes. He doesn't like putting it up on something and all that because you don't get, he likes to zoom in on the dishes, zoom in on me when I'm getting the questions, and I couldn't do this without him. Chris does a great job, and I was telling at another library the other night, I had another performer actually want to hire Chris out, and I had to up the pay for Chris because he was ready to go. He started the car.
Yeah, no. Pro Friend said, beautiful, and Gail X, is a roasted vegetable recipe written down somewhere place?
Yeah, it is. Gail, I'm gonna send it to the. I'm gonna send it to you, Peter. Okay, so give Peter a day to get it up on the Facebook page of that. But I will send Peter as soon as I'm done with this class to him and give him till Monday because he's tired. He's tired.
Pro Friend said, Chris is very steady too. Thank you.
Yeah.
And Melissa X, where can we get the recipe for the snickerdoodle bread? You can go onto the library's page from before, their Facebook page, and they posted it on there.
And that is the Pound Ridge Public Library. Everybody, as I do these virtual programs, I go to all the different libraries and I watch and see what everybody's doing. Everybody, please go to the Sayville Public Library's Facebook page, get their newsletter, and just see all the things they offer there. Peter and Marianne, they offer a lot. So if you have some teens or no teens, they do a lot there at that library, okay? Jen, I've known Jen, the director, since way back in West Islip days, and then when she was at Cutchogue, and now she's at Sayville, and she does a fantastic job for that library. And you folks that are from Sayville, thank her, okay? Thank Peter, thank Marianne.
Let's see. John said, when you said chocolate banana snickerdoodle bread, I dropped the phone. Carol said, X, is the stew made with tomato sauce? I missed the beginning.
No, it's not made with tomato sauce. Actually, Carol, if you go to the Facebook page of Sayville Library, the whole recipe is right on there. The only thing I changed around that I suggested is if you like a little bit more saltiness, a little more flavor to it, you can either put a drop of chicken bouillon, beef bouillon, or vegetable bouillon in there. Okay, but you don't have to. It's up to you. You taste it, and then you could drop it in right now and just stir that around, and you'll see. You'll get a really nice coating of it.
Gail said, I missed the food festival. Is it available on YouTube?
It's not available. It's only on Facebook, okay? And I would suggest if anybody out there wants to see the food festival, go to the Sayville Public Library on their Facebook page, and it will be on there, okay? It'll be up for a long time.
Carol
okay?
said, thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. If anybody wants to go to my Facebook page, it's Simply Creative Chef Rob. So please feel free to go there. Everybody, thank you for always watching. I see and hear a lot of you every night. Some nights you're in Rhode Island with me. Some nights in Massachusetts, Pennsylvania. I know in April we have one in Kentucky. We'll all be together in Kentucky one night. Tamara, good to hear your voice, or I didn't hear your voice. Good to hear from you. Tell me the library that you're at. I'll get in touch with them. We'll be doing programs at your Tennessee library.
Gail said, Sayville is one of my favorite libraries. The people are great.
Absolutely.
Donna said, thank you. I enjoyed it.
Thank you so much. Thank you, everybody. Peter in the Sayville Library, thank you as always. You're great. Yeah, Chris, what do you got?
Gail said, thanks yet again, Chef Rob and Chris. A great program.
Thank
Carol
you.
said, miss you and your classes, Rob. And John said, I can go to Kentucky. It's right next to us.
Are you in Kentucky, John?
Or maybe one state over.
Where are you from, John?
Oh, that's Tamara on John's account.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And she said she'll email you.
Sounds great. Thank you. Everybody stay well. Have a great night and keep those spirits up, okay? We'll see you tomorrow night, okay? Bye-bye.